Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all the praises, honor, and the glorification to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Raha HaKodash, and double honors unto my apostles, the elders, teachers, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, peace, love, mercy, and salutations to you elect, alright, men, women, and children throughout the four corners of the earth, alright, who believe in the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and, the elect men who are sent out there in the highways and the byways to push the true gospel of our Lord Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I have a couple of videos here that I want to play, all right, just highlighting, certain things that have been happening during these different, holidays, and ultimately showing you as well that, there's a lot of spirits, demonic spirits upon these people, man. Okay, and ultimately the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is, showing his power, all right, by removing, all right, certain people out of this planet. But ultimately, this is going to happen in a, in a great number very soon here, as the scriptures say. All right, but first and foremost, all right, let me play this video here, and then we'll get more. You see.
This is nuts.
No, here's the problem. It's not like we ever asked. It's not crazy. It's not like we were asking for anything. It's not a crazy ask either. We didn't push back any out the home.
Wow.
You see that? It says a 90-year-old driver crashed through a California coffee shop on Thanksgiving night. Okay, and haven't really looked more into it, but just by looking at this video, only God knows, how fast, that guy was driving, man. Okay, I don't know if I had if he had some drinks up in him or whatnot, all right, if he was, intoxicated, all right, or just, knocked out, who knows? But this goes to show you, man, okay, that, anything can happen at any moment, okay, and without the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai guiding you and being beside you, his angels protecting you, how much these are things, that could happen to anyone, you see. But, that was crazy, man. And you'd be surprised if this person, came out alive. Number one, he's 90. Okay? You see, he's 90, man. All right. Now, here's another one. It says mass shooting at child's birthday party kills 4, injures 10. Okay? And you got some wicked ass Jake, all right, who obviously there's some, tension between one another or whatnot. Okay, and they go to resolve their differences, okay, at a goddamn birthday party, man, which you shouldn't be celebrating on birthdays anyways. But this goes to show you, man, that these spirits are out here, at any minute, at any moment, and anything could pop out. So it says, according to reports, a mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockholm, California left 4 dead and 10 injured Saturday night. Deputies arrived around 6 p.m. to a banquet hall and found multiple gunshot victims. All survivors were taken to local hospitals and their conditions remain unknown. So most likely there's more that were dead, okay, or more that were injured. They just throw out a number, or, they give you a number, but most likely it's more than that. Okay, and it says officials say the attack appeared to have been targeted as an investigation continues. Our thoughts and prayers with those victims. I believe there was more right here. I think this is it right here. You see? Now let me read more of this. It says a mass shooting in Stockholm, California during a child's birthday party left 4 people dead and 10 injured. The incident occurred around 6 p.m. inside a banquet hall in a strip mall shopping center, and authorities say both children and adults were among the victims. Early report indicate that about 14 people were struck and at least 4 fatalities have been confirmed. Okay, it says local officials, including the city vice mayor, described the shooting as a horrific tragedy, Slovakia, The investigation is ongoing, but early indications suggest the attack may have been targeted. You see, so most likely someone that was, in that or attending that party, okay, was being targeted by other people. Most likely, that individual, had done something or whatnot. And, these people who are coming after you, they don't care if there's children around. They got demons upon them as well. You see, police are urging anyone with information or video footage from the scene to come forward to assist with the probe. Okay, you see that? Now here's another one that I saw, also a while ago.
He done pulled the gun now.
Take a look now. This is actually moments after this happened. You see, look at that. The people responding to the sound of gunshots right there. People scrambling, running, ducking, going down into the subway. That is the east side of State Street, as you can see. And moments later, police officers, dozens of them, coming down south on State Street in front of the Chicago Theater, running towards the sound of those gunshots. This is right, that Walgreens right there. That's where we saw at least one person had been shot. They were on the ground on the sidewalk. Again, that's the moment right there. We've got this on a little bit of a loop. And another person who was shot that we had seen was on the ground in the northbound lanes of State Street, just in front of that Walgreens. So we have obviously a very much a breaking situation. This happening about a half an hour ago, 10 minutes to the top of the hour, just before our newscast, and we were preparing to go on air, obviously, with all the pomp and circumstance of the Holiday Lights Festival, all of it starting up, the lighting of the tree downtown at Millennium Park. And so, as you can imagine, downtown is extremely crowded tonight, with people coming down to celebrate, and then the sound of these gunshots going off, unmistakable. I was actually up here in the third floor newsroom, and Rob, you and I actually were talking just before you were going down to the studio, and we both heard it, and it was unmistakable.
You see that? And this one happened. It says 9 people shot after 300 teens started rioting following Chicago's Christmas tree lighting ceremony. You see that? So it's happening around these different holidays, man. And it goes to show that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, he's not there. He's not in the midst, or he's not there to protect these people, because ultimately, these people got, that worldly mindset, man. You see? And as we're getting closer to the new year, there's going to be more and more of these things that are going to happen, man. Just last night, or yesterday during, the day, actually, there was an earthquake here. My first time, actually experiencing, or actually not, it's like, not, it wasn't my first time, it was my second time experiencing, an earthquake, man. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be happening, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim is going to reveal and show his power more and more, as we're getting closer and closer to the end, man. And this is, a very scary time. This is a time to be serious. You see, the Lord Yahweh Bashim is not playing games no more, all right? And the things in which he said, okay, he said that he's not going to prolong his words anymore. Let's get that precept in the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12. All right, verse 22 says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? You see, and that's the mindset that our people have. As the prophets of the Lord Yahweh Bashim are out there warning the people, okay, all these years, okay, you see, every day, week in and week out. Okay, every minute, there's a video going up, showing you, all right, the wickedness of this place, and that, you need to get right. A lot of our people are just ignoring, okay, you see, the message of the Lord Yahweh Bashim, the vision that have been spoken of this place. You see, tell them, therefore, that said the Lord Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. You see that? So the Lord Yahweh Bashim is going to allow, okay, these prophecies to play out in our time. Okay, verse 24. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. You see, so now you're going to actually see it right before your eyes, the things which were written. And the things that the prophets, have been prophesying all these years, you're going to actually see it happen right before your eyes, man. Okay, because the Lord is going to allow it to happen. All right. And it says again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesieth of the times that are far off. And that's majority, actually, of our people, those that, they say that they believe, but really they don't. Because ultimately, they don't think that these things are going to happen in our lifetime. So they got time, all right, to be able to continue in their way. Okay. And what we're here to tell you is that, no, you don't have time. Okay. You see, the doors of repentance is actually shutting right now. Okay? And before you know it, it's going to be too late. You see? And it says, therefore say unto them, that said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? There shall none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And when is it going to happen? In our lifetime. Why? Because we see the signs happening, man. We see everything that was prophesied, okay? And we're seeing how Esau is moving. Okay, he's moving in a very, a prophetic way. Okay, and so the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to reveal more and more. Okay, as the times in which we're in, and as we continue to move forward, okay, crazier things are going to happen, especially around these different holidays, man. Okay, so with that, Shalom, Yahweh Shemashah Brakatah.